Hi everyone, it's Bronwyn Lee from radicalabundancebreakthrough.com. Uh, this video I'm actually going to go through with you is not so much a meditation, but it's more like a ritual process that you can use to disconnect your energy, detach your energy from someone or even a situation that you no longer want an attachment to or a connection to. Uh, so, what happens is as we go through life and as our soul connects to others, we form these energy attachments. They can actually be visually seen. Some people see them quite frequently and prominently, other people not so much, some people not at all, or some people aren't even aware that they happen. But they do. This energy connection between people is very real and it happens in various ways. So we become connected to another person's energy, usually through some kind of significant emotional attachment to that person, or another way is through experiencing some kind of significant event alongside that person or with that person in their energy space. It can also even be things like traumas that we experience with other people involved. Um, that can create these connections between us. So, frequently we can be walking around with connections that are very toxic to us, that are not serving us, and that are really getting in the way, blocking our own energy or creating energy leaks in our life. So it's really kind of important to every so often check your energy. In fact, frequently I would recommend that you check your energy, become conscious of where you're directing your energy, how you're directing your energy, and what your energy is attaching to or connecting with. And if you have had a lot of significant attachments in your life that have not served you, say you've been in maybe toxic relationship patterns, you know, toxic family situations. Uh, Generally, there'll be sort of repetitive patterns with these toxic connections and relationships that we get into. So, it's a really good idea to have a look at what connections might be lingering, and you can do this in kind of a meditative state. So, you can close your eyes and ask your guides to show you, to reveal to you any kind of toxic connections that might be holding you back that you might need to shift and detach from, and do an energy disconnect from. Keeping in mind too that we are all ethereally connected. We are all connected on this kind of ethereal level, on this ethereal plane. So we can never necessarily truly detach from um, any kind of energy in the bigger scheme of things, in the bigger picture of things. We can, however, detach from those energy connections that do not serve us or that create this toxicity in our lives. We can detach from them in this reality, in this here and now, and we do that again with this visual ritual. Which is really quite easy. Now, this is something you can either do as a meditation if you want it to be really deeply effective. If you've got a relationship in your life that you really, really need to detach from and that you've been having a lot of difficulty with in terms of doing that and achieving that detachment, then I highly recommend that you do this as a meditation. So sit in stillness or with some music on, some meditative music on, and really focus on this detachment in that space within yourself, because it will be a lot more powerful and a lot more profound in terms of the clearing effect. However, you can also do this when you are completely awake, completely alert. So, for instance, if you are in a situation with a person, in a moment, and you're starting to feel uncomfortable, you're starting to feel like their energy is maybe encroaching on yours a little bit too much. you're just feeling uncomfortable around them. There's something that's unsettling and unnerving about being in that person's energy, and perhaps they are trying to connect to you. People do these things without even being aware of it. A lot of people are not aware of where they're directing their energy and how they're directing their energy. But if you're aware of it, you can take steps to actually protect and shield yourself from that energy. And you can also disconnect from that energy using this same visual in that very moment. So you don't have to be asleep. You don't have to close your eyes. You don't have to, go into a meditation and, I guess reveal in an open way what you are doing in that moment. But you can use this and it's still very effective. So that's why it's a great one. It's very visual and it can be quite a lot of fun to do as well once you sort of get into the swing of this. So I'm just going to go through the process step by step. Now, one of the things that we also need to understand about cutting energy cords is that, as with any kind of energy work, any kind of meditation, uh, anything you're doing really that involves particularly another person's energy, but also your own energy, it's important to really kind of take this work seriously and to understand that, it is real. It is something that you are actually affecting energies when you are doing this kind of work. You're affecting your own energy and you're playing with different energy. So it's really important to respect that, to understand that, and to recognize that when you're doing these processes, um, because you can doing just like a cord cutting can actually leave you with remnants of that energy. It's like, you know, there's mythical creatures that where you chop their heads off and their head grows back. That's the same sort of thing that can happen with these energy cords. You can actually disconnect and cut that connection, but it can grow back. So the roots are still there. The fundamental underlying roots of your energy and the other person's energy is still there, and they can still reattach if you don't do these things properly and effectively the first time. So it's really important that we do that, so that we don't end up back in this toxic energy situation, this toxic connection. So, this ritual not only works on cutting that connection, it also works on completely dissolving that connection entirely and and cleansing that energy out from your system. Okay, um, so what you need to do, it's quite simple. Picture yourself in a bubble. Picture the other person or the other situation, whatever it might be that you need to detach from. You can do this with situations, toxic situations in your life as well. Um, it might be a toxic job, it might be whatever it might be, you can use this. So sit in your bubble, picture the other person, scenario, whatever it might be that you want to detach from, the energy in another bubble in front of you. Okay, now I'm going to use people for this. I'm going to use the personal detachment from a relationship, someone in your life, keeping in mind you can use it for either. So picturing yourself in a bubble of just beautiful white, healing, calming, relaxing light, just pure white energy, just feeling yourself sort of floating in this beautiful bubble and looking over and seeing the other person much the same in their little energy bubble, looking relaxed, looking at peace. There's no animosity between you. But when you look down, you see from your solar plexus, so from your abdomen, you see a cord coming from you. So from sort of this area here, down here, you see a cord coming from you. And you see that cord stretches between the two bubbles that you are both in, you and the other person, and connects to them. It may connect to their solar plexus as it connects to yours, or it may connect to their heart space, depending on what your attachment to them is. You will see this energy cord. You'll see this energy cord, it's like a darker color energy cord. So it might kind of look like it's sort of running with energy. So it's, darker, deeper blues, darker grays, might be a bit of black in there. It doesn't look healthy. It looks like a toxic energy connection. because it is a toxic energy connection. So you'll see it as that running between the two of you, this cord. What I want you to do is to look down next to you and see a ritualistic knife. It's a ceremonial ritualistic knife. And you are going to use this knife to sever the cord between you and the other person. So I want you to pick that knife up, this ritualistic ceremonial knife, pick it up, sever it. Now, this knife is special because not only will it sever that cord, it will completely cut that tie and it will like cauterize the cut. So where the cord has been cut now, the cords are kind of retracting back, one toward the person opposite you and one towards you. So your cord, your energy cord, is retracting back into you. And as you are watching this process, you see these cords start to change color. And they're changing, they're shifting into this golden energy light now. So this golden light is it's from this knife, this cutting, this ceremonial cutting. It's taking back your energy into you and into the other person, taking their energy back into them. You've completely severed your energy from them. And now the healing is starting. So this gold light is starting to heal this energy connection. Okay, now what we need to do, and this is the important part, look back over at the other person and you see their bubble lifting off, taking off, floating gently away. Off their bubble goes up into the sky, floating gently away, their energy cord retracting into them, their golden energy cord retracting into them, floating away up into the sky, and they look blissful, at peace, and you bid them farewell as you can no longer see them. And now you look down and you see that the golden cord is retracting back into your solar plexus. And I want you to imagine that that golden cord, that golden energy is now starting to be pulled right through your body, right down through your body. And that energy is now being pulled down out through the soles of your feet. So I want you to see that golden light, that golden energy from the cord that has retracted back into your solar plexus now. You've seen that happening. You've seen that gold going back in there. But it's being taken down through your body, down through your abdomen, through your legs, down into your feet. And the gold is now coming out through the soles of your feet. This is the lingering remnants of that energy connection being drawn out from the soles of your feet. So this is all coming out of you now and being drawn into the earth to be cleansed by the earth and taken back as energy to go back to the all, the sacred all. So as you see that golden energy, the remnants of that energy moving slowly out from your feet into the ground beneath you, I want you to call upon your guides, God, goddesses, spirit, universe, whatever you need to call upon, to feel that you are being helped through this process and that you are connected through this process, and helped with the healing through this process. Okay, so, and I want you to say the following kind of incantation to yourself. Now, when you are doing this, obviously, around people, you may not be saying this out loud and you may be saying something along these lines, but quite different because you won't have it written out on a piece of paper. It's perfectly fine as long as you get this sentiment. Okay, and the sentiment is, I call upon my guides, my angels, spirit, universe, to help remove and heal this energy connection that no longer serves me. I ask that any attachments not aligned with love, light, and positive intention in my life be released forever and cleansed by Mother Earth. Surround me with your healing light. Protect me from any future attachments to this energy. And so it is. Okay, that's essentially it. That's all you really need to do. Watch for all of that energy being drawn out from you because you want to make sure any last lingering remnants are gone. You don't want any of that left behind. Okay. And another really, really good thing to do once you've done this is to put up a bit of a shield. Okay, so in that moment, a really good way to put up a shield is to literally just hold your hand or both hands over your solar plexus area. Okay, this is a very definite shutting off of your energy connection there. So, doing this once you've done that ritual is just another way of shutting down that connection and cutting that connection. You can also do that to protect your energy. So, if you are around people that you're feeling vulnerable, you're feeling like their energy might be encroaching on yours and you don't like it, you don't like the way that feels, you can actually put your hands down to your solar plexus region. Cover your solar plexus region. It's literally kind of blocking that energy flow for you in that moment. So, that's a really good little technique to remember as well. Uh, so I hope you have enjoyed this. There are other ways and means that you can visualize these, cuttings of ties and things like that. I mentioned in the group that, there's another way that you can do that with a door closing kind of visualization, where you close the door literally on the connection with a person and close the door on that energy connection and sever it that way. And then you basically, while you're in this sort of space, it's like a hallway between these two sort of doors, two possibilities of energy connection, if you like, two potential energy connections. So you can actually see the other person behind the door. So there's an open doorway. They're on one side, you're on the other. Same sort of thing, energy connection in between. The doorway is like that symbolic cutting of that energy connection. And then while you're sort of standing in this limbo, this hallway, after you've shut that door on that person and that connection, you can turn around and see another doorway, another potential energy connection waiting for you to open it. So before you open it, do the same cleansing, healing of those lingering energy remnants. So see the golden light being pulled through your solar plexus out through the soles of your feet until it's gone, that energy is gone. Okay, and being absorbed by the earth from the soles of your feet. And then you are free to open the door, open a new door on a new potential energy connection. Okay, and you can do that symbolically as well. So, there are a few ways you can do it. As I said, you want to make sure that you go through the whole process. So you want to make sure you're not just cutting that cord, but you are also healing that connection, healing those remnants, and drawing them out through yourself as well. So you get all of it out. All right, if you have any questions, anything that you want to know about this process or anything else, or more about energy cords, just let me know. Drop something in the comments and I will answer your questions. So I hope you enjoyed this and I hope you get something out of it. Take this away, use it to get rid of those toxic connections in your life that you no longer need, that are no longer serving you, that are holding you back from your higher purpose. Okay, that's what you want to do. You want to disconnect from those energies that are no longer serving you and that are not assisting you in your higher purpose at this time on this planet. Okay, because we all have work to do here. We all have important work to do here in raising the vibration of our planet. And we cannot do that as individuals when we are being held back and held down by toxic energies, situations, and people that no longer serve us. Okay, so you need to be really, really radically honest with yourself, address those relationships, address those situations, and seek to change them. And this is a great way to start. So until next time, keep bringing your magic, keep being amazing. I see you, I love you, you are worthy, and you are enough. Take care. Much love. Bye for now.